Think about how much technology. Remember, we used to have to
No,
still go and hand a paper copying
I
around
know. We are
assignments,
so old.
queuing at student services at 2 minutes to four.
Yeah.
Be like, come on, clock's ticking. And you could
Just
see
throwing it
all of
at her.
them laughing behind thing, be like,
Oh, you're going to be
yeah, yeah, I'll
late.
take it. It's 4:01 p.m., but go on.
Thanks, you're so generous. If you hadn't been standing here like I was at the post office queue, I'd have been all right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
Mm. Greetings, EastEnders fans. Welcome to this week's Albert Square After Dark, your weekly EastEnders podcast, where this week we'll be discussing the episodes that aired between the 1st to the 4th of December 2025. That's right, Christmas is coming. And joining me today is Rob.
It's a Christmas, Christmas. Hi, how are you this week? Because if it's
Um,
December, as if.
oh, God. I know, can you believe it?
Last month of 2025, it's almost done. The year's almost done. We are in the run-up to EastEnders Christmas. The spoilers have been released. The writers have been released. We are in it. We are in it, people, up to our
It
elbows.
literally feels like yesterday that we were speculating about the six, and now we're
I
like
know. Now
two
look at
years
us.
on. How quick has that gone?
Can you
Seriously, though.
believe it? We've presented this podcast for about 2 years now. This is our third
No, I
Christmas,
think
is it?
third. And
It's our
yes, this is
third Christmas.
third
It's our
Christmas.
third Christmas. Can you believe it?
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
As if
Look
me and
at us
you,
committing to
as if me
something.
and you have managed this. As if me and you have managed this. So with it being December, this is the last Naked
Yes.
Man of the year, Ree. Hope you got the. I know.
Oh,
Hope you got the next
that's
calendar
sad.
planned. Have you got the
Yep,
next calendar planned? You liar.
yep.
So say goodbye to Naked Jack, and for
Bye,
the
Jack.
final Naked Man, it is. Oh, it's Mickey. It's it's Joe
Oh,
Swash.
well, that were a bit disappointing, Rob.
Yeah.
You're not a fan. Yeah, but it's funny. Come
Oh, it's
on.
Joe Swash. Bless him. I forgot he was in it. There we go then. So Joe Swash
He
for
did
the
it, didn't he?
final. I did. I completely forgot he'd been involved, to be honest. He was only back for a couple of
Yeah,
episodes. A bit's
yeah.
happened since then. I've slept since then.
Yeah,
So
right.
there we go then. Joe Swash for December. Mickey Miller. So
hmm
as we are into December, did you do
Yeah.
your Spotify
The Topsify charts thing,
Topsify
yeah.
chart thing?
We have had non-stop messages from everybody,
Yeah.
by the way,
Thanks.
saying you're my number one podcast. Like, thank you. Although, sorry,
Ah,
I'm gonna out you now. Somebody messaged us a screenshot and we were number three. I'm like,
that's not good
look,
enough.
don't message us unless we're number one.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
not interested in anything number three. Who gets excited about bronze medalists, for God's sake?
Do you know what I mean?
What was your average age thing? Did you do
Well,
this?
I did, right. And I'm
And
gonna put it out there right now that my toddler listens to my Spotify more than me.
right, so
And
you're
it
10
still
then, are
meant
you?
that no, 45.
It's
That's
45.
quite sophisticated.
She listened
Sophisticated
to
word, yeah.
Brahms.
She
Brahms and
listens to
Beethoven.
ABBA. She listens to
Is
ABBA.
she?
Yeah.
Wow.
ABBA's a number one. The number one song this year were for me was Ghostbusters.
Nice.
So there you go, if that gives you a bit of an idea. But he did
Nice.
say my listening age was 45 because I've been listening to a lot of late 90s. So she had a lot of Spice Girls as well.
Well, mine.
Go on.
83 apparently my age is. What is going on?
83?
I mean, I was listening to music from the 40s.
Is it because do you actually listen to music there? Or do you just
Yeah.
listen to
No, I
podcasts?
just put a record on, Ray. What do you think I do? Of course, I
Well,
listen to
you're not
music all
music though,
night
are
at
you?
work. I am music. I listen to music at work. My
Ah.
earpods while I'm doing my boring job. I do
But I
that.
genuinely thought you only listened to like video game music.
I do some of that, yeah. But no, 83 apparently. So I don't. But yeah,
What
it's
what do you listen to?
soundtracks and stuff like
Ah.
that. There is one song in my playlist that I think is
Mm.
from like that era. Which I heard on the radio one day and was like, oh, that's a banger. Shazammed it and put it straight into my Spotify. It was Twisting the Night Away. Yeah, that song. Twisting the Night
Twisting the
Away.
night
It's a banger.
away.
Absolute banger.
Twisting that one.
Yeah.
Twisting.
Yeah. So I don't know
Twisting
if
the night
that's half
away.
why, but there you go. That's my 83 though. The shame. The
I
absolute shame of it.
mean, if that's your top banger, Rob,
I don't know if it was.
then
No, my top song was Justin Timberlake's "Can't Stop the Feeling." Love that song.
I love Justin Timberlake,
Great
You
song.
can't beat. I love a bit of Justin Timberlake. He's like the
Yeah,
Prince of Pop, isn't he, I
he is.
think?
So that's my top
Yeah.
song at the minute. You know, you go through stages of saying, "Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's the best song ever written." That's my best song ever written song at the moment. Love it. Listen to it most days. Anyways, so on we
Anyhow.
go. Do let us know your Spotify ages in the comment section below. Feel free. Keep the conversation going. So December, we are in it, and this week I think we got a few little revelations, some surprising little twists and turns.
We did, didn't we?
Certainly about one
Hmm.
certain doctor fellow. What is
Yeah,
going on
I
with Anthony
can't, yeah.
Truman?
I don't know. We'll get to it though, but I
We'll get
can't
to it.
decide. I can't actually decide.
Indeed
Hmm.
not. We will see what is occurring when we get to
Hmm.
that in this week's Albert Square After Dark. So let's kick off this week. We're talking about Harry, Nicola, and the arrival of Oki's sister, Deja. Okay, so
Hmm.
obviously Harry is not in a good state at the moment. He's gone to the stage now where he's nicking money off Nicola and then walking back into the house like absolutely off his face and hoping that no one's going to notice, which is never a good stage to be at, is it?
I can tell him from experience that people notice straight away,
They
actually,
know when you're off your face, don't they? Really? They really,
don't
really do.
they? There's
You
no
must have been
idea.
like, you must have been like yelling tips at the screen when you were watching it this week. Just go straight to bed. No one will know. Force a sandwich down. No one will
Hide
know the
behind a
difference.
mic. Oh wait,
Yeah.
no, that don't work.
um,
Yeah, so yeah. Well, I think once he's had it, he don't care anyway, surely. Just be like,
Well,
well, I've
he
done
is
it
now.
now.
I mean, he's clearly haunted by what he did,
Yeah, of
and he's
course.
trying to block it all away because obviously that always works. Bless him.
Mhm.
I thought there were some really, really strong scenes with Harry and Nicola this week, particularly
Yes.
on Wednesday's episode. I think it was. Thought Rory Nugent did a great script on Wednesday, where it was the pair of them in the office and just having this really intense argument where Harry basically threw Shireen back in her face and was like, "Look,
Yeah.
you might be able to just get over the fact that you killed somebody.
Mhm.
I'm not like you. I'm not as cold as you. I'm not as icy as you. Like I'm a real human being,
I mean, he
essentially."
has got a point
He
though,
has
to be
got a
fair,
point.
hasn't
He's got
he?
a perfect point.
Yeah, because he has killed somebody,
Yeah.
like, and it is gonna. Because this is the thing. Because she's mentioned rehab, hasn't she? And this is the thing that I always think when they go down a bit of a getting actual professional help with
Mm.
people's like mental health and stuff on EastEnders when they've killed somebody, because it's like it depends if you want that to come out. Because really, if you're gonna go all in and be really honest,
You
then
heard
he
where
should really
Denise
be
was.
mentioning that. That's what I was just thinking when
Mm.
I'm saying it. Remember what happened with Denise? She went
Yeah.
in, didn't she? But she still didn't reveal it, did she?
I still think the way that this is going to sort of come to a conclusion is that Harry is going to end up going to the police, and that's how Teddy's going to be released. And then Harry's just going to have to do a stretch in prison. They're going to
Or
just have to
is
tell the
or is
truth
Teddy
about what
not going to get
happened.
released? God,
Well,
what if he is actually just going down for it and this is
is it,
his exit?
did it sound like the trial was next week? Did it? I think it's. I think they
Yeah,
said.
yeah, because Billy and Honey are encouraging Nicola to tell Harry and Barney
Yeah.
because I said it's going to be on news next week because the case is going to court. So,
Billy, Honey, and Harry watching Bargain Hunt. Them
oh
kind of
God,
force feeding Harry Bargain Hunt.
genius,
Genius.
absolute genius.
Like
I
Harry
mean,
literally going insane, trying to get
like
interested in Bargain Hunt and
of all the things that
teapots.
they could have put on,
Anything,
serious,
anything,
like anything to
anything but that.
distract him. That's
You
what they
want something
picked.
that's actually going to stimulate your brain a little bit if you're trying to distract somebody from that sort of thing. Something too
Lethal
intense.
Weapon. Oh right,
Quiz,
well,
a
I'm going
quiz.
straight in.
Lethal Weapon,
Quiz.
Train
Yeah,
Spotter. Right,
I
stick
love
that
Lethal
on.
Weapon. I love Lethal Weapon films. They're like
I
my
don't think I've seen
favorite.
a Lethal Weapon film. What
Oh, they're
what
so good.
what are they about?
They're just action films, aren't they? With
Oh, it's
oh
the
my
sort
god,
of
why
thing
have
you
it Danny
just
Glover and Mel Gibson.
you just turn your brain off and watch things blow up for an hour and a half. Do you? Is that one of those sorts of
Yeah, but
things?
they're quite funny as well. They're like it's just like cheesy 80s action film. They're great. I
Fair,
love
fair.
them. Oh, I'm gonna.
Um,
Do you know what? I'm actually gonna watch one later.
you do
No,
that,
Die
love.
Hard. Die Hard's your Christmas
Die
film
Hard.
as well, though, isn't it?
Is it
Yeah.
a Christmas film? Is that are you on that side
Yeah,
of the
first
debate? Are
one.
you?
Yeah, because it's at
Yeah.
Christmas time.
So's Terrifier 3. You wouldn't call that a Christmas film.
What's Terrifier 3? I've never heard of that.
It's one of those. It's this. I'm not gonna watch it because I can't stand horror films, but I've heard of it. My mate watches it and tells me all about it.
Ah.
It's this really like ultra gory series of slasher films about an evil clown that kills people in horrific
Oh.
ways.
Oh, sounds right up Nigel's street,
Oh,
that
oh,
does.
Nigel would like Terrifier films, yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
one of them set at Christmas. But
Right,
like,
okay, got you.
when I heard about some of the things that go on in that film, it's like that doesn't sound like the Muppets Christmas Carol to me, you know?
No, no, definitely doesn't.
No.
Anyway, we digress. Anything
Anyway,
but bargain hunt would have been
anything,
better for
yeah.
Harry in
But
this scenario, wouldn't
he's
it?
going insane, bless him. So he tells
Yeah.
them, right, I'm going to go for a lie down, and then just basically does a U-turn on the stairs, and then kind of sneaks out the front door, and Billy and
You
Honey have
can't let him
failed.
leave a room unattended at this stage, can you?
Yeah, I
Let's
mean,
be real.
you need to be. I mean, he needs to be. Let's be real. The stage he's at the minute. He needs to be sort of locked in a room, doesn't he, and just sort of cold turkeying.
Yeah, it doesn't always go that well, though. I think rehab might be a
It
better
would be
way of doing
better.
it.
It would be better. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's probably the
yeah.
wise option. Nicola sort of kind of doesn't suggest rehab to him again, does she?
No, well, didn't she, I'm sure she suggested it once, but then,
She
like I say,
suggested it
maybe it's the
once.
fear of the secret coming out, so she's trying
Yeah,
to handle it
maybe.
all herself.
Yeah, maybe. Which is never going to end well, is it?
No, because at
Um,
one, I love that it just comes in like a little blue like carrier bag as well, doesn't it? Like
carry it
wrapped
back
up.
like a
Is
bag
that what
for
it
life.
is?
It's like
I
a
couldn't
little.
tell.
I think they're called a wrap or something like that, aren't they? A little wrap.
Oh, I thought they just cut a bit off a like blue plastic bag or something and just gone, oh, there you go. That'll do.
Look, look at you
Saves on costs,
pretending not to
overheads.
know.
Pretending like I don't know these
Pretending that you
things.
don't know these things. Yes. So
Yeah.
he escapes basically, and Nicola
Yes.
comes
Yeah. Yeah.
back. Nicola's had a
Hmm.
terrible week because she's already stressing about the pregnancy.
Hmm.
I'm loving her and Honey, by the way. This is working nicely.
Yeah, I really like her and Honey together. They're good because she softens Nicola. Honey does. She's
Well,
good
she
at that, Honey,
does.
isn't she?
She really does. But the thing about Honey is that, like, you can push her so far, and then she will turn basically into Nicola if you mess with her,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is what
Yeah.
I really love about
Definitely.
Honey. And I think Nicola
Yeah.
sort of respects that about Honey and doesn't push her
Yes.
luck too much with Honey.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, Harry kind of goes missing for a bit and then comes back, and then Kojo has been kind of badgering George to let him see him, and
Hmm.
so him and Gina
And
go
his
around.
therapist has suggested this
His
as well.
therapist has
Apparently,
suggested,
Kojo.
yeah.
Yes.
I loved that scene where Harry kind of was after money and then so went into the Archers and
Yeah.
tried to nick some money out of the tin, and then Kojo was like, "Did you put the money back, please?" Thought that was quite good because Kojo
He
just
knew.
basically he knew
Yeah.
exactly what he'd been doing,
Yeah.
hadn't he?
But he pretended at first, didn't he? He went, "Oh, I didn't know you were
Yeah,
back at work, Harry." And then like, trying to put that money back there. I don't
yeah.
want you getting
Could
in
you? Because
trouble.
I don't want to get into trouble, and neither I don't want you to get into
Yeah.
trouble. I love
Mhm.
their friendship so much; it's so adorable. Like
I think
they,
they're back on track now. I
oh
think
god, yeah,
everyone's
yeah.
accepted it, right?
Yeah, I
Looks
mean,
like it.
try and break the pair of them up. They are just
Yeah.
inseparable at this point, and I love it. I think it really, really
Yeah.
works nicely. So yeah, Harry and Gina and Kojo are spending the day, and the problem is that when Harry was on his travels, he comes across Deja, who is
Hmm.
Oki's sister.
Yes.
Now she's clearly had some experience of Oki's lifestyle because quite quickly she takes one look at Harry and goes, "Oh, you're a customer then." I can tell you are a customer of my brother's.
Hmm.
So you
Yeah.
bet you got some stories. There's a wake happening later, so please feel
Please come
free
and
to come
tell those
along.
stories, please.
Yeah, please come and tell some stories about my brother, my drug dealing brother. I think everyone would really appreciate that.
Yeah. Do you
My
know
mum
what
would
would have
love to
been?
hear all about it.
Well, it would have been interesting to have seen who was actually inside at the wake because, like, I don't know, I would have liked to have known how many
A bit
people
more
were
about his
there and, like,
family.
yeah, because if we're going to meet his sister, I feel like we could have done with meeting maybe a few others, but I also understand why we didn't
Mm.
see to that
I mean,
extent. But
we got the impression that Oki came from very much a broken home. This is how he ended up in the
yeah.
situation that he was in. So I
Hmm.
agree. It was sort of would have been. I can see it being like maybe him and his sister stay quite close, but then
Yeah.
apart from that, Oki was very much an outcast of the family, and that wake
Mm,
would have been like all his mates. So
mm.
I don't imagine that walking into that room would have been great for Harry at any point because there would
But
have
this
been
is what I was
things going
thinking.
around. Yeah, I
Yeah,
bet it
all
would
those
have.
people who helped Turkey keep him trapped in that
Yeah,
room would have probably been there. Or were they not?
probably.
And that's kind of the point that actually they didn't care enough about him to even go to his funeral, maybe.
But Kojo basically finds out that this wake is happening, and
Yeah,
so persuades Harry to go along. And Harry's like, "This is
yeah,
the worst idea in the world. I don't want to do this." But because
yeah.
Gina's there, he kind of just has to go along to show face
Hmm.
because Gina's starting to thaw a little bit towards him.
Yeah.
He wants to sort of win her back. He wants Kojo back in his life full time, so he kind of just goes along. And Deja is sort of trying to get him to say stories about Oki and talking about how much she's going to miss him and all of that kind of thing. And he just
Hmm.
can't deal with it and sort of walks off.
Hmm.
Returns back to the house and overhears something rather important. As if he hadn't had a bad enough week already, he overhears Honey and Nicola talking about Nicola's pregnancy and the fact
Yeah.
that George is the daddy.
And that she's considering getting rid of
Getting
the
rid of
baby
it.
because she's got
She
to
hasn't
look after Harry
decided.
so much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she's
hasn't
not
decided.
decided. But she did say because she needs to be with Harry a
Yeah.
lot, didn't she?
Well, I mean, what the hell is she going to do? What the hell is he going to do with this information? What the hell is she going to do? Because she is already up against the wall a little bit with Zach and
Mhm.
Barney, which was another some more
Yeah,
sweet stuff
true.
with
Yeah.
that. I liked all this with Zach and
Yeah.
Barney. Barney teaching him about like Tolkien and all of that kind of thing. That
Yeah.
was nice. They're getting a bit closer as well. So Nicola's
Which makes
like,
me think that Teddy's leaving as well, all of
do you
that. I've got to
think?
say.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
it does feel that way, to be perfectly honest with you.
Because why is Zach and Barney getting close in it? We could have just. I don't know. We've
I
had a few
just
scenes recently. We don't need them to get more. I don't know. Maybe not, but
I don't know. The only thing stopping me from agreeing with you is that I don't know if I can see Harry letting it go all the way through to Teddy being sent to prison for him when he's so wrapped up in his own guilt.
true, true in an ideal world.
Mm,
But I don't know. We've not seen anything from Teddy either recently.
no.
It it would seem very out of the blue to just write him out though as well, and to have not heard that he's exiting.
Mm,
So,
I don't know. I've got a feeling there's going to be some twists and
mm,
turns at this trial, and I feel like Harry's going to go on a bit of a break. Because Harry's, to be fair, Harry's had quite a heavy year. Like we've
mm.
had, I mean, I loved it because Elijah Holloway, every single team's knocked it out of the park, hasn't he? He's a fantastic actor. But now and again, you know, an actor has a heavy period, they go on a little break. So this could be a little break for Harry.
Potentially, yeah. But then he'd still go down for a bit longer. I don't know. But you could be right. It may be that this is how it all pans out. So yeah, with the Nicola thing,
Yeah.
could he turn himself around because he thinks, right, my mum's having a baby. I need to, not be in inverted commas a burden to her while she's going through
Yeah,
this.
I don't know how he's going to react to this. He's either going. I mean, it's the fact that it's with George as well, which I think is going to cause additional problems because
Mm,
obviously Kojo's an element of that as well. So I don't know. I have no idea how Harry's going to react to this news, and I don't know whether because the only reason that he even found that out was because he turned around on the stairs and was going to nick some money out of either
yeah,
Honey or Nicola's handbag,
yeah,
and then happened to be around the door when Honey mentioned it. So
yeah.
I don't know if he's in the right frame of mind to be quitting the drugs yet. He's been telling lies. He's been stealing in order to get the
Mm,
drugs. So I don't
mhm.
think he's at the stage where he is going to quit
Go,
because
all right, I'll
obviously,
put all that to the side just because, yeah.
yeah, I don't know if he's at that stage yet.
Mm, maybe down the line. Is he
Mm.
still taking methadone? Because we've not seen any
I don't
any
think
of
he
them
is, to
saying
be
like,
honest.
"Oh, let's go and take you to get." Like, can you take that at the same time as having the heroin?
I mean, I doubt it. It doesn't seem like a wise idea, does it? Because heroin's like
No,
the top one,
but
isn't it?
then,
Really. So
but then you could also imagine that people would. But then the whole point of the methadone is that you don't want to, isn't it?
yeah. So I don't
Mm,
know. I feel like I feel like it's one or the other, to
mm.
be honest with you, because the
Yeah,
methadone is supposed to kind of sort the crave well, not sort the
yeah,
cravings out, but certainly
mimic
lessen the
the yeah,
cravings, lessen the effect.
yeah.
So yeah,
Hmm.
I don't think he can. I think it's like taking paracetamol and cocodamol at the same time, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it's a bad
yeah.
idea.
So is it going? When's George going to find out? Is it going to be Nicola who tells him or Harry? I feel like it's still like why else would Harry overhear this?
Unless Zach finds out.
Oh yeah. And then what would Zach do?
Well, because Nicola's been
Just
busy
tell.
threatening him all week, hasn't she?
Oh
So
yeah. So then he'd go, well, I've got
the
something on
way
you, kind of
yeah,
thing.
I mean the way their relationship seems to work is that
Mm,
Nicola starts getting all bullshit with him and then Zach discovers something
mm,
about Nicola and then can use that as leverage. So
true.
I
Hmm.
feel like maybe Zach might find out it because otherwise why have they sort of gone back to the Zach and Barney thing at the
Zach and Barney.
moment?
Yeah,
Yeah.
possibly. Yeah, yeah. I've just figured out that Gina and Harry would share a sibling as well,
Yeah.
wouldn't they?
Yeah, they would,
If she
yeah.
has, yeah.
Welcome to Walford, right?
Yeah, this is
Perfect.
exactly what happens.
That's the sort of thing
I
you
did.
can expect.
Did you think she were going to tell George when they were sat at the chicken shop? Because they had like a nice little
I
lunch,
Yeah,
kind of.
I feel like Nicola is sort of hoping that this pregnancy thing is going to go away. I feel like she
Mm,
isn't really thinking about, well, she's thinking about it and it's stressing her out, but I feel like she's everything else that she's dealing with,
yeah,
she's putting as a top priority.
yeah.
The thing is, if she wants to get rid of this baby, we don't know how pregnant she is, so she's,
I was thinking that.
you know, we
I
don't
think
know how
you have
much time
until
she's got left to do that.
I think you've got until about 24 weeks. I want to say in UK.
Yeah, and it's
So
it's been a while since her and Joy slept
yeah,
together, hasn't it?
yeah,
So
you'd
she might
think.
be running out of time.
Mm,
I feel like trial week is going to be quite a big week for this storyline, which I think trial week's
yeah.
next week, so I think we need to keep an eye on this. I feel like there might be a lot of revelations next week.
Hmm.
George, I think, is starting to sort of realise that he needs to thaw towards Harry for Kojo's sake. So
Yes.
I'd be quite interested in seeing a side of George where it's not just all sort of bullshit, oh, I'm going to call the police, all that kind of thing. I'd like him to
Yeah.
actually step up and be a support to Harry for
Yeah.
Kojo.
Yeah, but it's difficult, isn't it? Like you can
Mm.
see George's side as
Oh,
well,
God, yeah.
like after what Harry got him into, but it's hard for George to see that Harry was doing it all with the best intentions
Yeah.
when he got him into such a mess.
Yeah,
And he
exactly.
apologised to Nicola though, so maybe this is the
Mm.
start of him trying to warm a bit more towards Harry. And hey, come on, Gina's gonna love this new little project, isn't she? She loves a
Oh, she loves,
fixer
yeah.
upper, does our Gina.
God, she
So
loves it when the boyfriend's on drugs.
yeah,
It's a modus
yeah,
operendi. She's fabulous.
yeah,
Right, so then we'll see what happens in the coming weeks. But
yeah.
I thought this was strong this week. I did
Hmm.
enjoy this story, so we'll
Yes.
see where it goes. Right, let's move on to the next story. On to Nigel now. Right, so I have one thing to say about this film. Okay,
Yeah.
you will remember, Rihanna, that we filmed a trailer for our podcast.
So we did.
I remember how long that took me to edit. So I have no idea how they think they're editing a full-on film.
Yeah.
And I bet
I
it looks
remember
like a
how long it
professional.
took you to edit as well.
Yeah, and I bet it looks like a professional BBC drama by the time this
Yeah, of
film's all
course.
been done together. Lexi is clearly going to be revealed as some editing genius.
Yeah, but to be fair, she's a kid. She's grown up with
Kids,
technology. She
kids
might
these
be.
days, they
Might just
probably can be.
second
Yeah,
nature.
maybe. So Santa Claus is on its
Hmm.
way, and auditions are taking place now. There was some nice stuff here. Nigel is sort of flitting. I'm beginning to wonder if we're going to lose Nigel on Christmas Day.
Yeah, I know. I
I'm
know.
getting that feeling. He's going to
It
have
does
to.
seem like he's deteriorating.
I think he's going to
Mm,
have to deteriorate quite quickly over the coming weeks for it to fit in with Christmas Day.
yeah.
But to be fair to you, you have said all along that this could be a year's contract, and I think it's starting to look that
Yeah.
way because he came back
Do you
Christmas.
reckon?
I think so. It was like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. He came back
Yeah,
last
he
time,
did it
wasn't it?
like Christmas Eve, I think,
Christmas
weren't
Eve, I
it,
think
last
it
year
was.
or
Yeah,
something? Yeah.
yeah. So I feel like it
Oh.
wouldn't surprise me if we lose because EastEnders has been split into two episodes again this year for Christmas Day.
Hmm. And are they both Lauren Clay?
Yes, they are. Same as last year, I think. Did Lauren Clee
And
write
she
both?
did a
No, Simon
great
Ashdad
job
did
with
both last year.
Lola's exit, didn't she?
Oh
That
God, it's
final
gonna.
episode.
Oh, lovely! I'm gonna be sobbing into my turkey. Can't wait.
Brilliant. Nah, they can't then, surely. Can't have us all crying it. Well, they could. It is
They could.
EastEnders,
They've
couldn't
done
they?
it
Yeah, they
before,
could.
and they'll do it
Yeah.
again. So the auditions are taking place.
Hmm.
Some nice scenes in the audition thing. Side note:
Yeah.
Ian and Elaine.
No, not here for it.
Why
Uh-uh.
not, you miserable cow? I love
You
it.
think?
Yeah.
I just don't
Oh,
think she'd go for Ian. Then again, neither would Cindy in a million years. But there we
well.
go.
But think
Well,
about this, though. I think
yeah,
Elaine and Cindy have been getting on well recently. But
yeah.
imagine if Elaine got with Ian. I reckon that could restart the feud
No,
again.
can't go from George to Ian. No offense.
Why not,
Like,
Ruth?
but
What are you
the
saying?
character, the character. Come
Yeah,
on.
but I reckon that what
But
they
no, I know
do
it does
is.
look like they're trying to hint at
I
this and make it
don't
a
hate
thing.
it. I really don't hate it. Because I don't think it's going to be like they suddenly realise that they're amazingly attracted to each other. But I feel like it's going to be like a few bottles of wine in, and they'll do a Denise and Phil and just sleep together.
That that okay, I won't.
Yeah,
Yeah, but if they ended up going like, remember when Ian and Denise were a thing? That just
that was
never felt
mad.
right.
Yeah, no, that was mad.
Never ever felt right.
Ian and
So that's
Elaine,
why I'm a
though,
bit against it.
I can see it. Like, what, you're just against Ian getting with anybody then in that? It's who would Shaggy
No,
and
just
Beale?
Elaine. No, because I just feel like Elaine's so, out there. I don't know. I feel like he'd dampen her a bit. Can't imagine him admiring her and bigging her up.
See, I think they could make quite a good comedy couple. And again,
But
like I
George
say,
used to stand back and let Elaine be like centre show. Ian wouldn't do that.
I know, but I think it would be quite an interesting dynamic.
I mean, let's see. Now you're
Let's
saying, oh,
see.
I wouldn't. You don't want Ian with anyone. I'm trying to think of anyone on the
Yeah, who would you
square. I
put Ian with?
think
Who would
I'm
you
trying
put
to
Ian
think.
with?
I'll get back to you. I'm going to
Bachelor.
let that. Yeah, no, I'll get back to you, and I'll let that be
You let that
pondering.
fumigate in your brain for a
Yes.
moment. Yes, but
Yeah.
I could see it happening, and I don't hate it. I have to say. So the auditions are taking place, like I say. Phil, Phil's audition, I assume, was
Yes.
exactly the same as Steve McFadden's audition for Phil in the 90s,
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
definitely. Yeah,
And I
100%. Brilliant.
And again, we're still with kind of quite kind-hearted Phil at this moment because I feel like 10 years ago, Phil would not have entertained this idea for a second
No.
and nobody would have asked him for that
No,
particular reason. But he's doing it for
definitely.
Nigel, he's doing it for Lexi, and
Yeah.
by the end of it, I felt like Phil was actually disappointed that he didn't have more lines.
Yeah, I thought that. You were like, what? All of this was for nothing. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, what else
And
is there? Maybe they'll write him some more in.
wasn't exactly a wooden performance either, was it, from Phil? I mean, I
No.
don't know if Steve McFadden could have made Phil a bad actor, but I feel like Phil
Yeah.
kind of slotted into it quite well.
Yeah, he showed what he's made of. Give him some more
Yeah.
lines, Nigel. Come on.
Absolutely. Give him a monologue. Give him a two-hander. You'd love it. So that's happening. I just thought
Mm.
it was really sweet. I loved Nigel sort of realizing that the square's rallying round for him. I am kind of intrigued to see what this film is going to look like because it's called Santa Claus, which suggests that it's going
Yeah.
to be some sort of B horror movie.
Well, this is it, isn't it? Because we don't actually really know the storyline or anything, do we?
I mean, everyone
We're kind of
surrounds him and
just
said, this script's
guessing.
brilliant. I love this script. I'm
Yeah. I'm
obsessed with this
expecting big
script.
things.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm expecting this to be the new Christmas movie.
Hey, what if one of the episodes on Christmas Day is just this?
Well,
We're going to have 30 minutes.
this will be the lead into the Nigel going back to the 90s.
Of course.
So that's what this is
Okay.
for. So I don't know how
Yes.
much of this film we're actually
Hmm.
going to see. I hope we see quite a bit of it, but I feel like it's more going to be about maybe the
Yeah, yeah,
film will start, like Nigel will
yeah.
be in the Vic and then will be transformed back to the 90s and then people will
Okay.
appear from his past. I feel
Yeah,
like
of
that's how it's going to
course.
work. And then we'll be told afterwards, God, that was a good film. Amazing. Die Hard Who?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I think
You're
that's how it's
right
going
though
to
then,
work.
because maybe if you start seeing people from his
Mm.
past, does that mean that his is gonna die around Christmas
I
then?
feel like it's a sort of
That is a
because
thing, isn't it?
yeah, and I feel like they're not going to do that and then wait till like February or something to kill him off, are they? I
Mm,
feel like this is the final weeks of Nigel, but I do feel like he's going to have to start sort of fading quite quickly from here for us to sort
mm,
of be there,
yeah.
unless they do something horrible where like an accident occurs or something like that, which I feel would cheapen it
I hope
slightly.
not.
Yeah, I feel like it
It
would
would
cheapen
definitely
it.
cheapen it.
Yeah,
100%. We've already said this. We've said he needs
yeah.
a somewhat dignified
Yeah,
like
he needs to be
exit.
like surrounded by people that he
Death. Yeah.
loves and all of that
Yeah.
kind of thing. Because they've done really
Yeah.
well with this story, I think. I think they've
Hmm.
paced it
I
really
agree.
nicely. So I don't want them to sort of rush the ending just to sort of get
Yeah.
Nigel dead by Christmas just because that was his contract. I feel
Yeah.
like something needs to, over
Yeah.
the next few weeks, we need to see like a real clear decline in his
Yeah.
health,
Yeah.
which I'm
We've
assuming
had
can
to.
happen.
Yeah, it can. To be
Mm,
fair, this is kind. I'm like we think it would as we're talking about it. I'm like, this is exactly what happened with my
mm,
granddad. He were like, he were almost a bit like Nigel is now, and then all of
yeah.
a sudden, it was quite a rapid decline.
Mm.
And he were telling me. I remember going to see him in hospital, and he's like, "Oh, my cousin Phil's just been here," and I'm like, Yeah, granddad. I think he died about 50 years ago, but okay, like."
Yeah, and they're
So
saving
yeah,
him
that's
from
why I'm
losing it all.
wondering, is that going to be a thing that happens with Nigel, and that's why he's seeing these people
Mm.
from the past? Is it a sign of things to come?
I am excited for that episode, I have to say.
Yes,
That's going to
definitely.
be good. Oh, it's gonna be good. I've got high hopes about this Christmas. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like yeah, we've had a bit of a slog in some aspects to get here, but I feel
Yeah.
like Christmas itself is gonna be strong. I'm gonna be
If a lot of it's
optimistic.
to
I feel
do,
it's gonna
if
be
we're going to
good.
have a fair bit to do with Nigel, I
Yeah.
think that will help with the Zoe stuff. However, maybe on Christmas Day, the
Mm.
Zoe stuff is going to be quite spectacular,
Mm.
right? Because I know that it's like you say, it's been a bit of a slow build up to it, but
Yeah.
maybe on Christmas Day it's going to be quite a big thing, and we'll all go, do you know what? Fair play.
I mean,
Don't
I
mind
feel
it.
like it's going to be one of those things where the reveal will be fantastic, and we'll be like,
Mm.
it didn't need to take us this long to get here. The pacing felt a bit off, but by the
Yeah,
time we actually get there, the reveals will be
yeah,
great because obviously they've
yeah.
had these answers waiting in the wings, ready to go.
Mm.
So I don't know, we'll see. But as far as Nigel is concerned, some nice stuff here. Paul Bradley, I'm going to miss him terribly when he goes because I think Nigel
Yeah,
has been such a
definitely.
fantastic comeback. It's worked really, really nicely. So I'm going to miss him, and it's going to be interesting to sort of see who Nigel leaves behind in terms of
Hmm.
Julie. What's going to happen with Julie? I hope she's here to stay afterwards.
Same.
Never know. Never know. Her and Phil and Ian and Elaine, double wedding. It's going to be fantastic.
No, no, no. Ian and Julie.
Oh, you can see that happening, can
Maybe.
you?
I don't know. I think I'm clutching at
You just don't
straws
want
there
you just don't
because I'm
want
trying
Ian
to
to be
think
with
of
it. You want
someone.
Ian to be a bachelor. That's what you want. You want Ian to be a bachelor and never have sex ever again. Bless him.
I will think of somebody that Ian could be suited to.
By the end of this episode, you're going to manage that, are you?
Yes, I'm going to
Right.
try. Yeah. Hmm.
Right, before we get on to the really big stories of the week, brief little discussion about Lauren. Obviously, last week she was the victim of a horrific scam and she suddenly owes a charity 3.5 grand. We suspected that Ian was going to step up, and it feels like that's
Yeah.
pretty much what he's done because he's a kind person who deserves to be in a loving relationship, really.
With his daughter-in-law, perhaps, Rob. No.
So, out of
Yeah.
everybody that you could have said, you're pitching that Ian and Lauren should become a thing
I'm
over
really
him and
struggling to
Elaine.
think of somebody, but
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. Why
So
not?
you'd rather see Ian and Lauren
No. All
together
right. No, I
than Ian
wouldn't
and
rather see
Elaine,
that.
yeah?
No. Okay.
It's not going to happen. Lauren
All
wouldn't touch
right.
him with a barge pole, let's be real here.
I don't know. I mean, Cindy's done it. We're kind of on brand for the
Cindy's
Beale
done
kind of
everyone, let's be
family.
real here.
Well, that's true. So's Ian, if we're going to be,
That's true. That's maybe they are perfectly suited together.
see?
Yeah, so it feels like Lauren's immediate problem is
Yeah.
over, but I feel like the secret of it is going to sort of hang there for a little bit. I feel like it's going to cause problems with Peter further down the line, although
Yeah, of course.
I kind of wonder, like, it's been sorted now, so it's certainly the impact of it is going to be reduced, I think. Is this going to be something that Ian and
Yeah.
Lauren just sort of keep from Peter for a while now, or if ever
No,
reveal
because
it?
skipping forward a bit here, but Howie went round, didn't he? And Lauren, like, secrets always come out, Howie. It's like,
True.
yeah, come on then, Lauren. Maybe it's your time to just say yours then. No, it'll
Mm.
be something like they're going to go ahead with this christening that's probably going to cost about 3.5 grand anyway,
Yeah,
just to keep the
probably, yeah.
secret.
Probably.
And then it'll probably come out at the christening that her and Ian will have an argument about something. And she'll be like, I only did this christening so that I could, keep the secret. And then Peter will be like, what secret?
Yeah,
She's
and
like,
then they'll
oh,
break up again
right,
for a
yeah.
bit, and then they'll break up again for a
Yeah.
bit. All the sort
Yeah.
of yeah. The whole christening thing kind of came about because Ian and Lauren were sort of discussing this money charity thing, and then Peter walks in on the wrong side of the conversation, and Lauren has to sort of think on her feet and go, "I want to get Jimmy christened," and Peter's like,
Yeah.
"If you like, that's like if you."
It's like, since when have you been religious? But
Yeah,
okay.
if we must, So
Yeah.
well, we're living in Dot's house now, so I feel like it's
That was
probably
her. Yeah.
Dot will haunt us if there's any children living in this house that have not been christened. So we better get it done.
I mean, she might have got a point, to be fair. So it makes sense, if anything.
Yeah,
So maybe are we going to have what, like a New Year's Day christening or something, maybe?
that's probably around. Yeah, probably. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know how long does it take to arrange a christening.
No idea. We're asking the wrong person.
We're not a woman of God. So it's I mean, I feel like that you're pretty much right there. I think
Yeah.
it's just going to be a case of the event will happen and then that will get
Yeah.
revealed. I don't understand. I don't really know how much of an impact it would have on. I mean, apart from the fact that it's just a big lie, that
Mm.
might be enough to sort of break them up again for a little bit. But I'm sort of like,
I know what you mean, though, because it's kind of resolved anyway, isn't
yeah,
it?
this
It's
is what
not
I
like
mean.
she's still got to pay it off if Ian's just lending it to her anyway. It's
Yeah,
not. Although, is he? Because he's not really giving it her yet, has he? Because he said, "Oh, I'm going to try and help you," but Kathy's looking at getting the laundrette and Kat's cabs, isn't she? And he's like, "Oh, she's asked
apparently,
me
yeah.
to give her some money." Well, I did wonder what were going to happen with that, but I would have liked Kat to have kept the cab office, if I'm honest with you. I kind of liked that she had that because
Yeah,
her
but I
dad,
feel
Charlie,
like
and stuff, and that connection
yeah,
made
yeah. I
sense.
feel like they didn't really make enough of it with Kat being a taxi person. But then again,
True.
what is there to really do? I mean, it's being the taxi driver itself that I think is more of a character thing than just being on the
Yeah,
phones,
fair.
which effectively was what Kat was. So,
Yeah,
but then again, that what else is Kathy gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, I kind of love
true.
the fact that Kathy is well into her 70s now, and she's sort of like, yeah, no, I want that business, that business, that business. Now holding her
Well,
back.
she's lost the Albert, hasn't she? So she
She
needs
has.
to build a portfolio back up again.
Bless her. So
Do you
that's happening.
reckon, do you remember when Kat had to go through all the they have to get like a specific license, don't they, in
Yeah,
London to be a
yeah.
taxi driver? Do you think they have to do that anymore with like
Oh,
having sat navs on your phone?
I mean, I would have thought so. I mean, I'm assuming it's easier now to be a taxi driver than it used to be, but I would assume that there is some sort of exam that has to take place because Cat had. But didn't you sat navs were a thing when Cat was doing her exams?
Yeah, but now they tell you like when there's traffic in area, don't they, and like reroute you and go, traffic's bigger than normal. Do you want to try this way? It's quicker
Mm,
destination time. So do you
maybe.
really need to do it? You don't need all shortcuts, do you?
I don't know, in all honesty, 'cause I don't live in London and I don't even drive a car. So all in all,
Landon.
London. So there we go. So that
Yeah.
will kind of play out over the next couple of weeks. We'll see what happens there. Right, on to the big stuff of the week. And we'll start off with talking about Zoe. So, Kat has begun to get suspicious about Dr. Anthony after the little tryst that he and Zoe had last week. Because I think it is, right, okay, so you turned him down, and then immediately these photos arrived of you. So Kat kind of puts two and two together. Zoe does not need telling twice to go and accuse somebody of stalking her. So she immediately sort of like starts having a go at Anthony, and he sort of really angrily reacts to it. And then all of a sudden she's not quite so sure that she said the right thing. We get some very big reveals about Anthony this week.
Yes.
No more so than the fact, obviously, the photo thing is happening. And there was just quite a sinister vibe to him this week. Obviously, everything that's been going on with Sophie we'll talk about in a minute when we get to the Howie stuff. But is this it? Is this like Dark Anthony? Is that what we've got now? Is that what's happening?
There's got to be a little bit because of how he's been going. Oh, that were a pun. How he's been going on about Howie. Like the way that he's handled all the Howie situation to me is a bit dark. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even if he's not got this restraining order stuff behind him, the fact that he's been so bitter towards Howie since he got here makes me think that there's a bit of a darker side to his character that we would have not maybe thought of him to have had before. Because really, in the grand scheme of things, all he'd learnt about was that Howie had stolen this ring. Why does he really care about that enough to hold it over him? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, really, does that mean that much to Anthony? That he's like, oh, you've stolen a ring?
Yeah.
So why? I know why it is, because he's jealous of Howie and his position in the family, and he feels like Patrick. He's just jealous that Patrick sees him as a son, I think.
Yeah.
But to me, it showed a bit of a darker side anyway, regardless of the restraining order we find out about.
There certainly feels like there's certainly a very kind of controlling element about him all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. I don't know what. I mean, maybe there's more twists and turns to come. This could be a red herring, but at the same time, it certainly feels like there's certainly some character traits being brought to the surface with Anthony that is going to be kind of quite significant going forwards at the same time.
Or it could well be that Anthony's telling the truth. He's had a really hard time with his wife, Sophie, and it's ended up making him be a bit more bitter. And it could be that it's like that or something. But I think either way, there is a bitterness there. Like, even how he reacted with Zoe and stuff, like he was getting obsessive. But then, like we said last week,
even on its own, he's got these photos on his laptop, which even if he's not the stalker, he's still clearly developing some quite unhealthy obsessions with her.
But like I say, unless he's just tech illiterate and don't realise that he can just go on Facebook and not have to download them every time he goes on.
Exactly. So meanwhile, Freddie and Anna are leaving for Australia, and they do leave this week. Goodbye, Freddie and Anna. They sort of leave hand in hand down Bridge Street, and I suspect we may never see them again. But
we called this a while ago, didn't we? We said, yeah, this is how they're going to go. Perfect, we're here for it. They don't need a big, grand, dramatic exit. They go off travelling.
Yeah, it seems like a perfectly acceptable exit for the pair of them. We may or may not see them again. I feel like Freddie might come back at some point. I don't know if Anna will. I don't know, in all honesty. But
Anna could easily come back for something, like a family wedding or occasion or something.
I guess we'll see. But for the moment, they're done, and it was a perfectly nice exit for the pair of them. So lovely. But Jean is becoming ever so frantic about everything. Now, there was some interesting stuff with Jean this week, to say the least. So she obviously is becoming really sort of obsessed with giving Freddie the perfect leaving party. She's made about 700 sausage rolls. She's made a cake with a kangaroo on top of it. And she's going absolutely mad in the Vic kitchen. And Lily is becoming really, really worried about her. I thought there was a real sort of vibe about Stacey. I know we've always said that Lily and Stacey are actually cut from the same cloth, essentially. But I feel like Lily really was a full-on Stacey role this week. Like, she is her daughter's mother full-time now.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like she's been like that for a while, but now... Yeah, now that Stacey's gone, it definitely feels like she's kind of filling her shoes. Quite literally, I noticed some boots she was wearing. I'm like, they're very Stacey like.
I always notice the clothes on.
I always notice what they wear. Yeah, of course I do.
And so Jean is like properly sort of frantic and everything, to the point where I was starting to wonder, is she having an episode? And Lily says to her, are you taking your medication? Now, we have had Jean need an upgrade on her medication before. and then she's sort of
Okay.
she went into an episode because of that. I don't know if they're going to completely and utterly repeat that.
Mm,
So, I mean, Jean is, when she gets stressed, she is kind of quite
yes.
manic at the best of times. That doesn't necessarily mean that she's having an episode.
Yeah. I think that it's stress, but you can understand why Lily would be
Yeah.
like she's living with her as well. So she's seeing this drastic change and she is somewhat manic at the minute, isn't
Mm.
she?
Oh,
But
yeah,
like you
she's
say,
totally manic. Yeah.
is it just because, but is it because she's so stressed with everything that's gone on?
Mm.
Although, my God, she's so obsessed with the whole Stacey left just because of Zoe. Like, drop it, Jean. Get over it. Like, it
Well,
weren't just that, really, though, were it? I
well,
know.
dropping it, she certainly doesn't do.
Mm, well,
Because Elaine has managed to get herself the gig of doing the Christmas lights this week. I cannot
yep.
wait for this boutique to start up, by the way. It's going to be the campest thing ever known to man. And so she's doing the Christmas lights, and so the whole square is gathered. She turns on the lights, and then everyone's suddenly looking at the Vic window, and the word die has been written in red Christmas lights and is currently hanging up in the Vic window. Now then,
Yeah.
what at this point did you have any suspicions about who had done that?
No, but the only thing that did cross my mind was that Tommy and Lily had been acting somewhat shifty before.
Do you know what I thought?
What?
I thought they were going to be revealed as sleeping together or something like that because they were really shifty going
Yeah, they
towards
were
Tommy's
really
bedroom.
shifty.
And I was
Yeah,
trying
trying
to
to
work
figure out
out,
how they were
can
related.
they?
It did go through my
Yeah,
mind at one point.
genuinely, I
Yeah,
was trying to work out the
yeah,
Slater family tree. Is like, is that
yeah,
even
yeah, yeah.
like, can they do that? Is that how bad incest is that?
They're probably as related as Ben and Lola were, to be fair.
Yeah,
Ish.
yeah.
Maybe
So
more related than that. I don't know.
probably not going to put them through the courts, but let's be honest, it shouldn't really be happening. But it
Yeah.
turns out that wasn't it. Though
No.
I will say, I was very, very, very impressed that they remembered Tommy's dyslexia.
Yes, yes. I thought that was a good, nice little touch because I'd forgotten about it, to be
So had
honest
I.
with you.
I had
Yeah,
completely
yeah,
forgotten about that. So to have that
yeah.
brought up again was very, very nice.
Hmm.
Because Tommy, turns out all they were doing was sort of preparing Tommy to audition for Nigel's film, and Tommy was kind of
Yeah.
being a boy about it and was kind of quite embarrassed that he was
Mm.
needing help with it all and everything. So that was nice.
And do you know what? Sorry, can I just
Go on.
say that as soon as he mentioned his dyslexia, I was like, well, he can't have done it because do you know how hard it is to write letters backwards on a window?
I thought you were going to say how hard it is to spell the word die.
No, but like
But yeah.
writing backwards is
Oh
hard,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah,
So it's
it
going to be
is.
even
Yeah.
trickier. So I will blatantly weren't Tommy then.
No.
So
Well, who it was Jean. Because
yes,
like, Jean overhears Kat saying that one more thing from this stalker and Zoe will flee the square. And so she's like, right, I will make that happen then. And so she gets these Christmas lights, sticks them up in the window. And then when she hears people coming up the stairs, she shoves the empty box Christmas lights into the nearest bag, which happens to be Tommy's rucksack.
hmm
Um, Zoe decides that she needs to sort of pack her bags and stuff, and so she grabs the nearest rucksack and starts trying to use that as luggage. And then this box falls out. Then she realizes that it's Tommy's rucksack, and then kind of all hell breaks loose from there. Really, doesn't it?
yep. Again, she's got another person she can accuse. So
Yeah,
that's number 3 in one
she
week. I think Tommy was.
doesn't need much prompting to accuse somebody of doing this bloody stalker. I tell you.
I'm not being funny, but Zoe will be gutted when it does finish because what else is she
Yeah,
going to do?
she'll lose the cat again. And
Ah, yeah.
and she has also still got. We haven't actually heard mention of these kids that she wants to lose really for a few weeks. Like she does mention it this week to Lauren, but it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the stalker thing has completely and utterly taken over that side of the story, hasn't it?
Yes, very true. But she did, yeah, she does keep mentioning it every so often. Like, we've not mentioned how she ended up going to stay with Lauren, did we?
Well, I was coming to that. I was coming to that
Oh, sorry.
because yes,
Beat to
because
it.
she does start like kind of
Yeah.
ranting at Tommy, and Tommy's genuinely kind of quite upset that he's been accused of this.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Lily has kind of worked out that Jean's definitely behind it, and so she manages to sort of coax the truth out of Jean. How did you feel when it was revealed that it was Jean? Because I was sort of like, wow, really, Jean? Like, is that where you're at?
It kind of made sense once she explained, like, well, they said it was one more thing, so I just did that one thing.
Yeah.
Like, for her to do one thing,
Yeah.
okay, but it's a bit drastic, isn't it? Right, and die.
I
Like,
know
of
it's
all
quite
the
a lot.
things,
It's also
Yeah.
quite childish as well,
like a
really,
death
isn't it?
threat. Though.
Yeah,
It's
well,
quite.
it's not really even a death threat. It's just telling you to die. It's kind of like
Yeah.
it's supposed to be. It was almost quite childish doing it
Yeah, it
with.
is.
Yeah,
Mm.
Which kind of, when you think about it like that, kind of does sort of make sense for it to be a Jean thing. Like, yeah, on the face of it, it's really threatening, but when you realise that it's
Mm.
Jean just being Jean, you're sort of like, oh, okay then. But the way that this whole stalker thing is playing out at the moment, it's almost turning a little bit Murder of the Orient Express, where it just turns out to be everybody. Like, we've kind of been suspecting
Mm.
that Anthony is the one that sent the photos. Now Jean's the one that's done the
Mm.
lights. Zoe was the one who scrolled the pictures herself. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's sort of like,
Yeah, that's true.
who the hell is going to be ultimately
Well,
revealed to be the main stalker in this?
did you think that it was Anthony who sent the photos after this week? Because last week we were like, oh, it must have been him, like, given what
I
happened. And
mean,
then this week, he seemed quite convincing that it wasn't him.
well, yeah, but then he also seems quite convinced that he doesn't deserve to have a restraining order put out against him.
Or maybe, true.
Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Like the Anthony aspect is very weird, and I don't
Yeah,
quite
it
know
is.
where to place him. Like,
Yes, true.
yes, there is clearly something quite unsettling going on with him at the moment. And
Mm.
yeah, he is. There is no two ways about it. There's no innocent explanation as to why he would have photos of Zoe on his laptop like that, right? There's
Mm.
nothing non-sinister about that, surely, is there?
Other than like what I said, he just doesn't understand that like you don't have to save photos from Facebook if you want to look at them.
See, but
You can
he's an
just go
intelligent
back on.
bloke. I don't think he is. I don't think he's that sort of archaic with stuff like that.
I
You know what I
don't know.
mean?
Some people don't understand computers. You could easily write it off as being that or
I mean, he
something.
works with a computer every day, though, doesn't he? At the GP, so it's not.
Yeah,
It's
but
not a
it's a different
technophobe.
system, in yeah, but it's a different
He's not
system in
that
that I
old that
don't
he
know.
doesn't
It's
understand
it's a
Facebook, though, is
stretch.
he?
I don't know. It's a stretch, but you could kind of pass it off as that. I think.
Maybe. I don't know.
But yeah,
There's
you're
just
right. Because otherwise, why has he got photos of her on his
yeah.
laptop?
I don't. I don't know.
And then,
I don't
given
know.
what we've found out about his wife, yeah,
Mm.
with the
So
restraining order.
Lily and Jean sort of have the kind of manic conversation, like, "What do you mean it was you? Do you realise what you've done? Like, Tommy's really upset." And so by the time that all of the Slashers are upstairs, and Jean's like basically nearly having a nervous breakdown by that point because
Yeah.
she's so stressed. But Kat gets there first and basically says to Zoe, "Look, you're accusing everybody. This is just an unhealthy environment." I love the fact that Alfie turned around and went, "This is starting to affect the family." Well, just now. This is just now
Yeah.
starting to affect the family, is it, Alfie? Right,
Yeah.
okay. And Zoe sort of takes that as her cue to go, right, I'll go then, Kathleen. Like, she's such a bitch, isn't she, Zoe? Honest to God.
Inch. Yeah,
Like,
I know.
I don't think we should be on the stalker's side, but at this point, I'm sort of like, I don't blame whoever
Can
this
you
is.
blame him?
Can you blame them, really?
Do you know what, though, in fairness, right? Given what's going on, I also think Kat's quite harsh to kick her out when she's really unsafe and like don't know she don't know where Zoe's gonna go stay, does she? For all she knows, it is with Anthony, who Kat's
Yeah.
like, oh, I think Anthony sent it you. So in a way, it is a bit hard. I get it, but also like I don't know because I guess Zoe is going too far with just accusing everyone, isn't she?
Yeah, well, she does go to stay back with Anthony at
Hmm.
first. Like, he's on the sofa, she's in the bed. But then later on, Howie ends up spilling to her about the restraining order thing, which is
Hmm.
why I think she then ends up staying with Lauren by the end of the week as well. And
Yeah,
then,
she were already with. She was at Lauren's, weren't she? Oh
yeah,
no, she weren't
yeah,
staying. Was she staying? I can't remember, but
there
yeah,
was just sort of chatting. I think they started chatting, and
yeah,
then she went back, and Lauren started talking to her. And then
yeah.
I feel like it's going to be, well, you can come here if you want, because
Yeah.
that house is already quite packed. So why not
I
throw
know I
another
was
one in?
thinking as well with a newborn Lauren, but maybe
Yeah,
maybe she's like all hands on deck. If you can give
yeah.
me an hand, yeah, come and stay for at night.
And Zoe will probably be quite good at it as well. Like,
Yeah,
she'll put all sort of motherly instincts towards Lauren's
yeah,
baby, won't she?
yeah,
But by the end of the week, Lauren and Zoe are walking through the square, and we see that oh so familiar shot of some heels strutting towards
mm-hmm.
them. And Sam Mitchell is revealed. Like, we know nothing else about why she is back at that moment, but Sam is back.
Yes,
Now, the Sam storyline, by the way, you've seen, I take it.
yes. But are we saying it
I
here?
think well,
Are we going to give
this
a
is the thing.
spoiler?
Spoiler siren, spoiler siren, spoiler siren. It was announced, and I haven't read
Yes.
through the whole thing because apparently the announcement basically sums up the entire story about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I haven't read through the whole thing, but spoiler siren, it is going to be that Sam has breast cancer,
Yes.
which is an interesting story to give Sam, I think. Um, Thinking about it, she's had a scare before, back in
Yep.
2000 and something.
Hmm.
And there's the genetic side of it as well, because obviously Peggy had a
Peggy.
time
Hmm.
with it as well. So actually, it does make sense. Um, so the question is, does she know that she's got it right now and that's why she's back? Or is she going to discover that she's got it while
I
she's
think
back,
that's what
or
it said in it said. I think that's what it
said?
said
I think
in
that's what
the
it said.
I think that's what it said in the article that
Yeah,
she knew that she'd got it, so she was coming back to be with family, I feel.
yeah, yeah.
Come back for Christmas kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
I mean, from what I can gather, everything is going to be fine by the end of the
Yeah,
story.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it's just, I think it's, I. The thing is, I am often sort of like when I hear that a character's going to go through some sort of illness, I'm sort of almost like, oh well, this is going to be fun, isn't it? But
Mm.
at the same time, actually, story wise and character wise, it does make sense. There is a logic to it, so I don't mind that.
And also, I wonder if this could tie in with the Phil and Nigel thing that
Mm,
it'll give Phil a purpose if Nigel does pass away at Christmas and he'll have a bit of support and
yeah,
somebody that he needs to help at the same time. So he's not completely lost his
yeah.
purpose, maybe.
But then it is Sam, and it's sort of like, how much help is she really going to be?
Well, oh, God knows. Her and Zach are going to be a thing again then, right? She's back, do you reckon?
I like Zach and Sam together, to be perfectly honest with you. And I
Yeah,
do like the idea that Nicola currently
that's
sits
what I
in
was
her
just thinking.
office,
Yeah.
so that could be a fun little thing. I don't know. It depends how much, because apparently this isn't a this is a guest stint Sam's back for.
Yeah.
This isn't a long stint. She's not like back
Mm,
permanently. So I don't know how much they're going to be able to squeeze into her
mm.
sort of relationships around the square whilst they're telling this quite serious story about breast cancer. So I don't know. It depends, but there is the element that Zoe and Sam are back together on screen for the first time in 20
Yes.
years. That feels quite huge.
Yeah, and obviously the first thing Zoe's going to do is be like, "Oh, Sam's back. It's all been you all along. I should have known."
Has it? Is the question? Is my first question. I feel like if given the story that we know is coming with Sam, it's not Sam.
Well, or maybe like you were saying, each thing's been one different person. Like I could totally see Sam doing the reviews, the online reviews.
Yeah.
I could see her hearing that Zoe's staying at the Queen Vic and Kat, given what happened at the Queen Vic, giving her
Mm.
tie to it, and just being like, "Do you know what? She's having a few glasses of wine one night. Bad
Yeah,
spelling.
because
Because who else would that be, really?"
yeah, because I feel like if she has been dealing with this, that's going to have been forefront of her mind. So dealing with some vendetta against Zoe, who she hasn't seen in 20 years, isn't going to be
Yeah.
that high on her priority list.
Or it could be a distraction for her,
Yeah.
or it could be that she's found out after she's done one of the things to Zoe,
Mm.
and now she'll go, "Yeah, I did the reviews, but I'm not bothered about anything else because then I found this out."
Yeah.
Could be
Well,
something like that.
needless to say, whatever happens, she'll get accused because Zoe will find a new target. Oh, it's you. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
you. You did it. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So I guess we'll find out. But it's great to have Sam back. I've missed her. So hopefully this
Yeah.
is going to be a good stint for her. And then
Yeah.
hopefully we'll see her again soon after she leaves for this
Yeah.
one. But bring Sam on and bring on, frankly, Zoe and Sam on screen together again. I am excited about that. So that should be fun. On to the final storyline of the week, ladies and gents. And this is Howie and Anthony. So, final storyline of the week, and this is Howie, who has a very, very bad week. Obviously, he started nicking stuff from his parcels again, and one of the
Yes.
things he has stolen is a ring. Now, he's
Hmm.
sort of playing with it in his hands. Is that whole thing where, we need to see what it is, so he'll take it out and play with it a bit in his
Yeah.
hands. And he will never do that again because Patrick appears behind him and automatically assumes that he's going to propose to Kim.
Yes. Well, it's a
And
fair assumption, to be
it's
fair, if you've
not
got
yeah, like
an
you'd be
engagement looking like ring in your hand. Yeah.
yeah, it's not an unfair assumption really. And
Mm.
Howie is sort of kind of trapped immediately in that lie because he's sort of like, well, either I tell him it's stolen or I just propose to Kim. So I guess I better propose to Kim then.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, Penny and Anthony have been having a conversation at the GP surgery, and
Hmm.
now I was a bit confused here because Penny at first mentions that some of her prescription medication has been stolen, and then she says,
Yeah.
and a ring." Now,
Yeah.
are we to take from that that Howie has nicked the prescription medication to sell as well, or was that just an additional thing that led to her saying, "Oh, and this ring"? So the prescription stuff is separate and like has just happened.
Didn't he have, when he stole the ring, didn't he have another parcel that was there for her? So rather than just stealing the ring, he thought, I'll just take both parcels because they're both meant to be delivered at the same time.
Yeah,
So I'm
I feel
sure he
like
had two parcels in his hand. So maybe he took it as well so that it didn't look really obvious about the ring.
maybe, yeah, that might have been it. Yeah,
But either
probably.
way, like, actually, that's quite bad that he's like taking a prescription
Like
medication away
actual
that she
prescription
obviously needs.
medication that she
Yeah,
clearly
yeah,
needs to prevent
yeah,
pain and stuff. Yeah, that's quite
yeah,
bad. But when it comes to the actual proposal, which Howie does quite romantically, he gets Pearl to dress up. First time we've seen Pearl in months and months and months and months,
yeah.
to the point where I thought that they'd recast her, and I don't think they
Did
have.
you? Oh,
I
I
thought they had.
recognised her, but she looks a lot older, doesn't she?
She's
Yeah,
done that thing that kids do when they're not on
yeah,
screen for ages and they've grown. Bailey used to do it all the time. Remember
yeah.
Bailey?
She did.
When Bailey
Yeah,
was like a little girl, and then the next time we saw her, she was like 28 or something. Like it had
yeah,
been that long since we'd seen her. So he gets Pearl to sort of dress up as an angel, and
yes.
it's all very cute, and the Christmas lights are on and everything. Kind of goes down on one knee. Now I thought Kim was going to turn him down at first. Did you?
No, I didn't. I didn't know what she was going to do. To be
She
fair,
looked like
she
really
didn't want to
kind of
go
stunned.
out. Well, she didn't want any attention, did she?
Or
She's just
no?
been cancelled. So she was
Yeah,
like, I don't even want to go out. And then all of a
yeah.
sudden, he's putting on this big public display that normally she would have probably loved. But I think Kim were kind of like, I don't want any attention, and now you're
Yeah.
bringing attention to the cancelled person.
But she very quickly gets over that and realizes,
Yeah,
oh, there's the attention I crave, and then just goes mad and sort of hugs him.
yeah,
However, when the whole proposal thing and ring going on finger thing is happening, Anthony sort of clocks the ring and sort of starts to become a little bit suspicious.
he notices that Howie like shifts his body so that Penny can't see the ring.
Yeah.
And then Anthony goes, hang on. I'm
Hang
sure
on
Penny
a
just
minute.
mentioned a ring that had gone missing.
Yes, indeed. So what he
Mm,
then does is get Penny to send him a picture of the ring that is missing, and then
hmm
Sherlock Anthony has all the evidence he needs at his disposal.
hmm
So Kim has gone mad, obviously, because she's been engaged. So now that means that she's the centre of all attention. The fault that she's been cancelled is yesterday's news. She couldn't care less about that,
Right.
and so she has arranged a sort of do at Harry's barn. And
Yes.
that is when Anthony chooses to kind of go to Howie and say, so this ring, so stolen, was it? Stolen. Very good. Yeah, well done. You need to be telling Kim the truth. Now, there was a side of me that kind of thought, why does he care this much? Like, slightly
Yeah,
sanctimonious.
exactly. Yeah. Or is it just that he thinks you shouldn't be lying to Kim? Because he does see Kim like family, in fairness.
Well, they are
Is
family,
it that he
essentially, aren't they?
thinks you're with this dishonest person with Howie? Like he's
Yeah.
stolen this ring. I don't think he's the right person. But he has had it in for Howie since he arrived, hasn't he? This is
Well,
what
he
I'm saying.
has. There was a moment with Oscar this week that kind of really sealed it, though, wasn't it? Because
Mm,
Oscar had a great line this week when he turned around to Anthony and said, "There's a lot of things you're missing, including your hair." Lol. Um, Anthony discovers about the whole sort of blackmailing thing and the fact that Howie knew all about Oscar being Patrick's attacker and all that
yeah,
kind of thing. So he's kind of got that. And so Harry's response to that is to ring Sophie up in order
yeah,
to get some sort of leverage over him. And that's
yeah,
when he discovers about this restraining order. Now,
yes.
this all sounds very, very serious. And this is what I mean. I feel like is Sophie telling the truth or not? Because is this a very different Anthony to what we knew in the noughties?
I mean, it is possible, isn't it? Like, you don't know what's gone on with him. I don't know. A restraining order, I would think, would be quite difficult to get, especially when it's your kids involved as well.
Yeah,
And we were looking it up, weren't we? You get a restraining order either for harassment or if like fear of
like
violence.
intimidation, fear of
Yeah,
violence.
yeah,
Yeah, like they
yeah.
don't just hand them out willy nilly, do they? Like it's
No,
for
it's not
serious
just for
issues.
any little thing, is it? So
No. So
the fact that
my
she's actually got one.
yeah,
Hmm.
my immediate question is, I mean, maybe we need to meet this Sophie before we can make our
Yeah,
mind up about this,
yeah.
but my immediate sort of thing is like something has happened to Anthony that's turned him
Mm,
into this kind of quite sort of intimidating,
mm.
obsessive character that's to
Yeah,
the point where his ex-wife apparently needs to take a restraining order out on
yeah.
him.
And it's quite interesting that when the family eventually find all this out, they're not like, huh, what's this? They're all like, what have you done?
Yeah.
Which does that imply that
Well,
he is capable of something, or is
well,
it just
obviously,
that they know Sophie and know that she wouldn't lie?
yeah, I mean, how well do they know Sophie? I mean, I feel
Yeah,
like maybe Patrick might have met her at some point, but I don't feel like
yeah,
he could maybe give her a full character reference. I feel like because
yeah,
Anthony's not been a huge part of Patrick's life since he's been away, I mean, Anthony himself says that this week that when he's
Yeah.
making that big toast, he says, "I'm sorry that I wasn't here for a huge amount of
Yeah.
time. I feel like I've missed out on a lot." So that would suggest that Patrick and Sophie haven't really sort of interacted all that much.
Yeah. Got to know each other very well.
Yeah. So we
Hmm.
don't know. Anthony does immediately kind of rebuff it all with, well, she's lying, she's
Hmm.
lost it, she's made life really difficult, she's the one in the wrong, which you can kind of imagine would be his instant go-to if he is the one that's in the wrong. But I don't know. It feels like there's a twist to come.
Unless, well, you know what I'm thinking? The only twist I can think of is what if Anthony's the one having a psychotic episode? You were trying
I
to
did
put that
wonder
on
that.
Zoe a bit ago.
This is the thing. That whole thing
Mm,
felt weird as well because he was trying to tell Kat that Zoe was having a mental breakdown.
yeah,
And yeah, had no issues in sleeping with her, had no issues in
exactly.
trying to keep her
Yeah,
close. And obviously the
yeah,
whole thing with the pictures as well. So my other
yeah,
thought was exactly that. Is Anthony the one that's having a
yeah,
mental breakdown? And Sophie's maybe just not that understanding about it.
yeah. What was the condition Patrick's other son Isaac had?
Schizophrenia, Isaac had.
Is, is that
Uh,
potentially genetic or?
Let me have a look because schizophrenia has a strong genetic component, but it's not caused by a single gene. It's a complex trait influenced by multiple genes interacting with environmental factors.
Right.
Twin studies, the significant risk difference between identical twins. So there's a 50% chance a twin can like both
Okay.
twins can have it.
Yeah.
But stressful events, life events such as job loss, bereavement, or relationship breakdown can increase the
Ah.
risk. Now, so
So it's a
this
bit
is a
like you might have that
possibility.
gene, and if it can be triggered, then potentially
Yeah, yeah.
interesting.
Now then, I mean, this is us complete. This is we've literally only just kind of landed on this. We haven't kind of thought this
We're
separately, have
riffing,
we?
aren't we,
We're literally
Rob?
riffing this right now. But, the thought that Anthony might have schizophrenia is an interesting one because then that would maybe explain some of the odd behavior, explain the
Potentially,
sort
yeah.
of like and you can imagine maybe if Sophie isn't that understanding a person, maybe she would just take that, or maybe she doesn't know that he's got
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That would be
And just
more,
thinks that he's suddenly been acting this
yeah.
way.
And maybe then if he doesn't know that he's got it,
Yeah. And he had a
huh?
little chat with Lily as well in the GP surgery this week about Jean, and he
Yeah,
kind of wrote that
yeah.
off quite quickly.
Oh, what have we landed on, Rihanna? Could this be it?
Maybe. So maybe he has been behind some of the Zoe stuff as well, and he doesn't
Huh?
remember
Yeah,
or doesn't know
maybe.
that he is.
Oh, this is interesting.
Is it this? Could it
Oh.
be?
Oh, I like that we
Yeah,
did that
because
live.
otherwise,
That was good, wasn't it? Get
live on
us.
air
Yeah, live and us coming up with a theory like that.
could be.
Interesting. Let's put a pin in that. That might be something
Yeah.
to keep an eye on because that might explain a few things.
Because otherwise, everything does seem, from the Anthony that we knew all those years ago, it doesn't seem, it seems very out of character how he's been, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
But then, environmental factors.
Mm,
We don't really know what's been going on in Anthony's life outside of Walford.
yeah. We
And if
could
it's
do with knowing about this
yeah.
breakup and stuff a bit
Yeah.
more, couldn't we?
Well, if
Which
his
are we
family's
going to
falling
find out?
apart, yeah, I mean, maybe we will. Maybe we'll meet Sophia. I feel like
Mm,
maybe after Christmas, maybe into the new year, we might bring
mm.
Sophie in and then see kind of what's been going on there.
I feel
Huh.
like it'd be within Zoe's character to try and get in touch with Sophie and find out what's
Mm,
gone on. Whether she will, I don't know, but that could be a good way without
mm.
us having to meet Sophie, maybe. That Zoe says I've managed to get in touch with her. But
We
yeah.
shall see.
Mm.
But in terms of the kind of fallout from all this week, big old kind of get together at the Truman's house. Anthony sort of starts to make a toast and looks like he's going to reveal everything, and then doesn't, and then like
And
I
then
think
does.
and then does effectively changes his mind and goes, actually, yeah, I'm going to reveal absolutely everything,
Yeah.
and so that doesn't go down well with Kim whatsoever. It feels like Kim
Well,
and Howie are over, but I feel like at the same time Kim can forgive him for
yeah,
this.
I think she'll forgive him. It were interesting though with Anthony because he looked like he were ready to reveal it. Then he were listening to Denzel and Amy having a conversation and how he's so grateful to be within this family unit.
Mm,
Then he hears another conversation and he thinks, oh,
no,
you
screw
know
this.
what? I will know,
Yeah.
but that's quite Anthony that he then changed his mind and
Well,
like, oh,
it
I don't
was
want to spoil everything.
Well, it was Patrick turning around and saying that he
Yeah,
considered Howie to be a son, wasn't it? That really sort of
exactly.
made him go,
Yeah,
actually, no, screw this. I'm going to reveal
yeah,
absolutely everything. Which doesn't
yeah,
really work out that well for him because Howie then, because Howie's already told Kim what he found out.
yeah,
And so that then kind of snowballs into everyone now knowing about this restraining order that's been put
yeah,
out against him. He manages to persuade Patrick that it's all on Sophie rather than him. And Patrick kind
yeah,
of does the thing where it's like, okay, you're my son. I will believe you. I'll
mhm,
stand by you. You're telling me the
yeah.
truth. But it does feel like there's other stuff going on behind the scenes. And have we just landed on what it was?
Potentially, it could. I feel like that could explain everything
Hmm.
quite easily.
Definitely,
Yeah.
it's the fact that he was trying to make out that Zoe was having a nervous breakdown.
Yes.
That's the key
Yeah.
thing there, I think,
Yeah.
isn't it?
And maybe he was projecting his own
Yeah.
mental breakdown onto Zoe.
I feel like he doesn't know. If this is what it is, I feel
Yes.
like
Yeah,
he
I
doesn't
agree.
know
Yeah.
that he's got it.
Yeah. Because he can be a GP and he can know everything
Yeah.
academically, but if he's going through it, it doesn't mean that
Yeah.
he'll necessarily recognize the signs because he's potentially in some kind of psychosis, I dare
Yeah.
say, if that's what it is. So he wouldn't
Ooh.
necessarily know.
Oh.
Maybe.
I'm going to feel so smug if we are right about this, Ray. I'm not even going to lie to you.
Well, it could be,
What do
right?
you think? Let us know in the comment section. Have we hit on something there? Could it be this? Could it explain quite a lot? And does this explain the Zoe Stalker situation? I don't know if it does, or because if he's doing stuff without realizing it, that's the thing as
Yeah.
well with it as well. Like he could genuinely be
Yeah.
convinced that he's not the stalker, and yet
Yeah.
could be the stalker without
Yeah.
realizing it.
Yeah. Potentially.
Ha! Oh, we might have solved something. How very exciting. We'll see how that plays out
But
in the coming weeks. Go on.
however, though, right? Have you not considered that it could all just be Max? We've not mentioned Max. He's not been back, right? Lauren and Zoe are getting close,
Mm,
which would be the perfect time for it to be revealed that Max has been the stalker. And
yeah,
then by which point, because does Lauren know about Max and Zoe?
yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah,
that
she
was
will
all.
because of
That was
Stacey
all. That was all.
leaving.
Yeah, that was all kicking
Yeah.
off last time Max was back, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, the coming weeks are going to be interesting. I think. Let's see how it all plays out. As far as Howie and Kim are concerned, Kim chucks him out at the end of the week. Are you thinking that that's going to be okay in the end?
Yeah, I think they'll end up getting back together again.
Hmm.
I don't know though. It's pretty bad what he did, but like time's already moved on. They've all forgiven Oscar, so I think,
Yeah.
mind you, Yolandi did put it quite rightly to Howie and
Mm,
say, it's the betrayal from somebody he sees
yeah.
like a son that's
Yeah.
worse than the physical act for what happened.
Yeah.
But I think Howie's shown that he's remorseful for everything. So
We shall see. Gold star this week, Ray.
Kim, I think I've enjoyed Kim this week, and I
Fair
I
enough.
enjoyed it last week, but she didn't have a big enough role last week. But yeah, Kim, I'm going to give it to this week.
Okay. I think I'm going to give mine to Lily this week. Really enjoyed Lily this week. I
Oh
liked her
yeah, good
Stacey
one.
role. I liked the relationship with her and Jean. That was
Yeah,
good. So yeah, Lily and did you give yours to?
Kim.
Kim. Lily and Kim for the gold stars this week. Let us know who your gold stars are going to, and we shall finish the podcast as usual with a couple of comments from you.
We've got a comment here from Virginia Williamson who says, it's hard to imagine Anthony as a Jekyll and Hyde character. I wonder if
Oh,
he's telling the truth. It was a great duff. I wonder how Patrick is going to react to Howie. It was a great cliffhanger indeed.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Come on.
Oh, Dr. Jekyll
Dr.
and
Jekyll
Mr.
and Mr.
Hyde.
Hyde split personality. I think we're
Maybe he's got a
there,
split
Ruby.
personality disorder. Like, could it be?
Maybe it's going to
Yeah,
be something.
something
It's.
like that.
I think it's going to be something like
Yeah,
this. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. But do you still
Ooh.
think that means he's the Zoe stalker? I still think it might mean he's not. Maybe he did the card and the photos, and that's it.
I feel like there's a side of it that they could say that it is him, and he just hadn't, and he has no memory of doing it.
Yeah, true,
Maybe.
definitely
Huh.
plausible if we're going down our theory route.
Michael Robbins says, "Heck, if the Trumans can forgive Oscar for beating the brakes off Patrick and leaving him for dead, then they'd better forgive Howie for blackmailing Oscar for doing so, and for the other stuff too. They're in for a dig otherwise, whatever that means." Happy to hear Kim say Denzel stays. I liked the stuff with Kim and Denzel this week. I thought that
Yeah,
was quite sweet. I like the fact that Kim's basically taking Denzel on as one of her own. Thought that was quite
yeah, of
sweet.
course, and it
Mm.
makes sense. But that does also make me wonder if Howie is going to have a break or is he going to exit? I don't feel like they should exit Howie though. I know he's not done a lot until all this, but
Yeah, I mean, this has been his biggest storyline since he joined the show, effectively. But
yeah,
I feel like there's more to do with Howie now. They've actually started paying attention to him. It feels like there
yeah,
could be more. And I enjoyed Howie a lot this week and thought that there's potential there for something quite long running, especially if they're now developing this thing between Anthony and Howie. I thought that was quite
yeah,
potential.
yeah.
In terms of the Elaine and Ian thing, a comment on Twitter, Liver Iron 99 says both the doormats in their previous relationships both overcompensate for known flaws with pretensions. There's a fakeness to them masking weakness, and I mean those things in good ways for stories. I don't hate the idea.
Well, I do. Okay, so
That means it can't happen then. That's
so
been
don't do it.
disallowed. Yeah, it's been
Yeah,
disallowed.
no,
Readers didn't want it.
I
Have you?
do, I do see it. I do see it. In fairness, I just don't want it, but I can understand the somewhat
If
logic behind
you
it.
had to choose, have to choose, you don't have to say neither. If you had to
Mm.
choose between Julie and Phil or Ian and Elaine, who would you clear?
Ian and Elaine.
There you go. Have you come to a decision about who you think Ian should be with?
Julie. I'm really struggling. I'm really struggling.
Why do you
I
want
feel
Ian
like
to be?
someone. I feel like somebody like Julie, though, in fairness, and I am clutching at straws, I'm not going to lie, but I
Yeah,
also feel like she could have quite a similar effect as like Jane did with Ian. They
quite
could have that kind
grounded.
of dynamic.
I see
Yeah.
what you mean. I can see it. I can see it, but not as much as I want to see Ian and Elaine together.
Well, fine, but I just think that it'd dull her sparkle, to be honest.
We shall see. You can let us know your thoughts on that or anything that is going on in Walford by doing the following.
You can find us on Facebook at Albert Square After Dark, on Twitter and Instagram at E20 After Dark. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can listen to us on Apple and wherever you find your podcasts. Drop us an email at e20afterdarkpodcast@gmail.com. And if you'd like to buy us a coffee, you can do so by going on buymeacoffee.com/E20 After Dark.
That's it for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. We should be back same time next week. And it looks as if December is properly kicking into gear. What will EastEnders Christmas 2025 bring for us? I cannot wait to find out. Until then, it's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
See you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.